Hi, welcome to Mental Health in a Moment. Let's talk a bit about motivation. Have you ever found yourself trying to set a goal, having something that you wanted to do, and having a tough time either starting to work towards that goal or achieving the goal? Well, we're going to talk a little bit about this using the motivation map. Let's imagine that you have a goal that you're going to go to the gym 3 times a week starting January 1st. So you have this goal, go to gym. Having a goal isn't enough. You need a couple other things. You need something that you want, you need a reason to move towards your goal, and it often works well to have something that we don't want as well. So let's think, maybe you'd like to go to the gym because there's going to be a wedding in Cuba and you want to look a certain way for that wedding, and that's going to be in 4 months' time. So your reward is that you go to Cuba and you look good in a way that you want to, you feel good in the way that you want to, you're confident, maybe you're in the wedding party, maybe it looks great for pictures, whatever the reward is, but if you can build that up, it's more enticing to move towards your goal. So look good, feel good. Now, if that's enough, then that's great. But often just having reward, just having the dopamine isn't quite enough to get us moving towards our goal, because maybe you feel at some point like, yeah, but I kind of feel good enough. I kind of feel like I look good enough. I'll fit in that outfit fine as it is. So maybe it's just not quite there enough. So that's when we might do well with having a little discomfort. If we are moving away from something, that helps us move towards our goal. So you might think, well, actually I want to make sure that I'm fit and healthy because when we're there, we're going to go do some kite surfing or some snorkeling or some hiking, and I want to make sure that I'm in good shape. So I would hate to, have a bad time. I'd hate to hold the group up. So now you're starting to dig up some of these things that you don't want. And if you have some good don't wants, then that'll push you towards your goal. So some of those discomforts might be, I don't want to hold the group back, which would cause me to feel some shame and might be a little bit embarrassing. I would hate to not be in good enough shape that I end up hurting myself and then have pain, and that sets me back because then I won't be able to play with my nephew or my niece or my children, or I won't be able to help my dad or my grandpa do this thing. So now you have some things that are pushing you and some things that are pulling you, which allows you to maybe start achieving your goal. Now the thing you have to really watch out for is this little diverting track, which happens when we get a little bit emotionally overwhelmed. This point of emotional overwhelm often happens when the rubber hits the road, when we actually start doing the thing and we realize, this is actually pretty hard. And I feel uncomfortable and I feel self-conscious and I would rather not do this at all. And so now we're deviating, so we're getting away, and what are we gonna do? Avoid, because that's kind of what we do when we get uncomfortable. We avoid, we escape. Sometimes we find competing dopamine, competing reward, like TikTok videos or YouTube or video games or alcohol or any drugs for that matter, or someone else to talk to, or maybe we like to sleep in. Anything that competes with the dopamine that we would get from our reward that is connected to our goal. Competing dopamine. So ultimately, if we follow this track, it takes us all the way back to here, which is our discomfort and anxiety. We feel some shame about it, we feel embarrassed, we feel pain, then we're not able to be fit enough to do the thing that we want, or there's some reason why we start to feel bad, which leads us back to, okay, I'm gonna go to the gym again. But then again, we follow this kind of cycle. And if you find yourself cycling in the escape, avoid, competing dopamine world, it's really important to get to know, okay, what knocked me off my track? What happened? What emotion, what situation knocked me away from my goal? And how do I learn to regulate that emotion so that I can get through and work better towards achieving my goal? And if you achieve your goal, you ultimately find yourself living your best life.